Welcome to my YouTube channel, Mark Honest Education. Mark Honest is for English, Navodaya and personal development. Hello, I have put together this video for all those people who want to learn and speak English or any other language. It was when I was hired to teach English to lower class students. I was looking for books that could help me to do it. And then I came across this book, Effortless English by A.J. Hodge. And here he stressed the point that English is better learned by phrases and not by words.
Always study and learn phrases, not individual words.
And I couldn't disagree with him. So I started teaching my students phrases and I taught them that learning phrases is way better than learning individual words. As I was committed to teach my students spoken English, I put together a separate program to teach spoken English. I took the help of this book, Rapidex English Speaking Course, wherein I found a good number of phrases. I taught them a few phrases for a few days and I asked them to recall them after 3 months. They were able to do that. So this thing really works. And if you have been to some English speaking course, you would probably have been exposed to phrases in English. So why does this thing work? Why do we learn better by phrases and not by words? The difference lies in what these two things carry. Think about it. When you say a word, what comes to your mind? Almost nothing. You can just translate it. Like when I say hate, you may say it means to dislike, and that feels empty, doesn't it? When we are asked to learn, it kind of becomes boring. But when we come to phrases, it carries a whole different meaning. What is a phrase? It's a group of more than one word, and these words join each other to tell a story. So when we hear a phrase, we go to a story. Like Ram tells the truth. Here, you don't think of grammar or whether to use as or es after truth. You don't do that. Instead, you go to the story which says that Ram speaks the truth, and that if Ram comes to you and speaks something, it will be true. Here you are learning how to use it. See, when you say Ram tells and you hear it again and again, it clicks in your mind every time you say Ram or any other word, and you tend to use S after the verb that you speak. It becomes unconscious, so you don't have to worry about grammar rules or pause to think of one. So it goes like this: Ram tells the truth, or Ram speaks Latin, or Shyam likes butter. See how easy it gets? That's the point. When learning phrases, you must allow your consciousness to picture something or imagine some situation so that it gets linked to that. Then it becomes harder to forget that phrase. And then another key to learning English phrases is to do it again and again, which is repetition. I know you are saying, oh, that's going to be boring. Don't worry about it. Learning a word is more boring. Let me give you some clue. Think of some common phrases. Thank you. Kindly allow me. Please let me know. Now, when you speak these words, also use them in different contexts. Like for thank you, add very much. Or when you listen or speak this phrase, form a clear mental picture of you saying to someone you are grateful for. It may be to someone you love. Here is the key: speaking or listening to a phrase in an intense situation gets linked emotionally, and then it becomes even harder to forget. So link phrases or words with your intense states by picturing something wonderful. You can also picture yourself receiving a reward for being a very fluent speaker in English, and then you hear yourself saying thank you. Say it in the most fascinating way. Change the tone, pitch, and volume. Do it again and again until it gets hammered in your brain, and then it becomes impossible to forget it. Another point to learn phrases is that they bring stories. Every phrase can mean a story. For example, you say plane takes off. Here you hear a story where a plane which was on the runway lifts up into the sky. Now, while you say this phrase, you may picture a plane in your mind taking off, and you are on the platform with your loving partner standing beside you, both watching this magnificent scene, and you say, "The plane takes off." You turn to your partner who is delighted by your remark and is too happy to be there with you. Learning phrases is best for learning to speak English. You can do it in your own way. The key is to do it effectively so that it gets hammered in your brain with least effort and in a way that is enjoyable.